Welcome to part 3. This is my games room, and what a games room it is. In fact, it's actually tiny and I need a bigger space, which is why I will be moving into the garage at one point in the not too distant future. But first of all, we've got my workbench. Now, this is where I do a lot of my modding. And I would just like to say that as well as, like I've got screwdrivers, batteries, controller parts, like tiny tweezers with magnifying glasses, electronics, and even screws and stuff. I actually don't only do console modding. I also have stuff like clock movements, lots of gears and keys. I actually even have,
what the heck is that?
This is the inside of a clock. This would be an English clock, I do believe, because the springs, which are the movements of the clock, what makes it move, the motor, I suppose you could say, are actually encased, whereas the American ones often aren't. So I'm learning how to restore clocks and stuff as well. It's just a little hobby that I like. As you know, I really like time, so I just like stuff like this. This is where I do a lot of my console modding down here. I have a lot of equipment which can help me with that. I've got resistors, capacitors, batteries, all of that stuff kind of lives over here. This is our game life balance run sheet, which I've printed out a copy.
We do actually plan these podcasts.
Yeah. Oops. How to be the life of the party.
Nice. Pretty simple. It's a one sentence book.
It's just one of those little things I picked up from a garage sale and went, you know what, that would go well in my modding area. I've got like a light and sound activated TARDIS, which my wife gave to me. So you get the idea. It has all the lights and sounds and everything. I've got a Terminator skull.
I'm disappointed that TARDIS isn't bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, actually.
That's where I keep all my collectible keychains and stuff.
Wow, yep.
AC/DC.
And this guy looks like he's having a real good time.
Oh yeah. You get a lot of free stuff when you buy alcohol in Japan. That is one of the many things you get.
As well as STDs.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I have a signed picture of Peter.
Moving on.
Peter Wingfield from Highlander. He's Mythos, and I think it was also the star of a whole bunch of Sega ads when the Mega Drive came out in the UK. Interestingly enough,
he does what Nintendo don't.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not saying I turned gay, but if I did, it would probably be him. Sliders time. I'm a big fan of sliders. I have Bub and Bob.
Nice. The best video game characters of all time. Whoa.
Vash the Stampede plush version.
Very cool.
Even a Duff beer can, like in the official Australian Duff beer that they released and then had to pull from shelves.
Yes.
Because they were worried the children would start drinking, as if they weren't already drinking. This is Australia. So yeah, this is basically my workbench. This is from a vintage car my dad had when I was a lot younger, called Daisy Whippet. It was a 1928 Overland Willys Whippet. Willys Overland Whippet. And I love that car. I grew up with that car. It was a nice car. Neon Genesis Evangelion, an original Ultimate Doom poster. The original map of Canberra.
Quite different to how it looks now.
Yeah, from the original creator of Canberra, or the original architect designer of Canberra.
Developer,
yeah.
Dev.
DHD map of the Stargate DHD, which I'm wearing a necklace of as well, actually. There we go. I ordered that recently. This is actually not the Ray's voice actress, but Oscar's voice actress, who was a guest in a Sydney Evangelion exhibition a couple of years ago. And break in case of emergencies. And
nice.
that still works. I've also got like this is my display because I love prop replicas. A whole bunch of sonic screwdrivers, watches, psychic papers, laser screwdrivers, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Big Doctor Who fan.
I can tell. I have a sneaking suspicion that you might like the Doctor Who.
I do like the Doctor Who's. An original promotional Dalek, which I got randomly from a comic book store for like $10. It's pretty awesome.
Swag alert.
I've got some original Twin Vader, which is like an LED Space Invaders clone.
That looks like it's going to have some great...
Yeah, and another LED Space Invaders clone. Oh, this is kind of like a little bit different. It's like a horizontal shooter.
What's this
sort of
called?
Super Twin... Oh, this one?
Super Cobra.
Super Cobra. And the other one is Twin Vader 3.
Nice.
Love to hear what the other ones are about. I like Urusei Atsara, Lamchan. This is an original frame from one of the very first episodes.
Huh.
The keyframe, I don't have the cell, just the keyframe, but that's still like the first time they hugged and electrocuted and all that kind of stuff. Which is pretty special. An original Oh Lovely Sunday from 1983. This stuff is quite available and quite cheap in Japan, which is where I used to live, so I was able to get a lot of this stuff. This is a universal remote control. So if I go, I can turn the TV on over there.
Trust me, that TV's on now. It's
Yeah.
not obvious, but you may be able to hear the sound effect. It works. It's
There you go. It says video.
a lot of fun to go to shopping malls, department stores with that thing. And,
Oh yeah, I love doing this in Japan because they have TVs everywhere and just go zzz, and everything turns off and they go, what's going on? Oh my god, it's another earthquake, and it's like, certainly is. Yeah, so...
Earthquake of fun. This is all earthquakes, really.
Some Batman Beyond figures. I really like Batman Beyond. Some Lumchan stuff. I have a lot more of this. I put it on Twitter. Next shelf down is a lot more of my prop replicas. I actually have a Egyptian sliders timer, which will count down if I remember how to... There you go. I won't show you what happens when it actually slides, but yeah, this thing is often sells for about $500 to $1,000 on eBay. I got very lucky. The guy was very reluctant to sell it after I won the auction, but his loss, I guess. It became a whole thing that I had to deal with.
When that thing counts down to 0, do we go to a dimension where hamburgers eat people and nothing is the same?
Pretty much.
Fantastic.
I mean, you know, giraffe burgers were a thing, I think.
Fantastic. I love it.
A friend of mine, I think this is from Bandai. This is
So iconic.
Yeah, a friend of mine was distributing these along with this Sailor Moon weird ass item, and I was able to get them for very cheap. My wife is a big Sailor Moon fan, and this is the I don't know how to use this.
Oh, there you go. Right. I'm sure that means something to the fans of the...
Yeah. I really don't want to transform into Sailor Moon, so I'll stop that right now.
I want you to, but never mind. Let's move on.
You know, woo! With my skirt all the time.
Just close my eyes and anyway.
The very first sonic screwdriver I got was given to me by my wife, and it eventually died, and I modded it so I could always keep it, and it has magnets and stuff on it as well.
Cool.
This is from the X-Men movie. The first one, the Cyclops guy. Whatever, Scott
You mean
Summers.
the guy called Cyclops?
Yeah, Cyclops guy, Scott Summers, whatever.
I think his name is One Eye.
Yeah, that's what I call him.
Eye Face. Laser Man.
Laser Man is a good name. And pending. This is actually a prop replica given to me. I say replica, it's actually the original prop that it was based off. Or the original walkie-talkie was based off from Back to the Future 3 when he communicates with Doc.
Ah, very cool.
And then you can have, for number 3, you have the big battery on the back, which I haven't worked out how to do yet, which I will. Now next is where we get into serious gaming. This is my Game Gear collection.
These are, I can confirm these are real Game Gear games.
Game Gear games. This is the best way I figured out how to store these. I've got Mortal Kombat 2.
Where did you get these storage?
Axe Battler. Yeah,
hello.
Axe Battler. That was the.
Oh yes, that came up in our recent podcast, which you can listen to on www. I'll stop.
Game Life Balance Australia.com.
Hey, well done. You get a prize.
Shinobi 2. Yeah, so these are basically the Game Gear. For those of you who don't know, is basically a portable master system, and they have some great games. Now, this is my Famicom collection. Why? Because these are old disc caddies. If you have a cassette caddies. Old cassette tapes will fit perfectly in the box in these places here, as will Famicom games. So we've got
what's that? Dracula Kid? Or?
Yeah, Kid Dracula.
Kid Dracula. Sorry, Dracula Boy.
Yeah, we've got Astro Boy over here.
Nice.
I've got some really cool games. I've even got DuckTales 2, which is quite rare in the West.
So good.
We've played this Donkey Kong.
Oh, have we ever?
Kong 2. So it's just
Wait, you eat Donkey Kong 2?
Donkey Kong 2, King Kong 2. Sorry, you have no idea how out of.
Sorry. How dare you disparage the good name of Donkey Kong with that? Well,
salad tomato game thing. Not very good actually.
look at those guys. They're having a good time.
Yeah, not a good game though.
You have way more Famicom games than I realised.
I've got about 100.
Jesus.
Yeah. So Rockman 2, Rockman 3, Rockman 4, and whatever the fuck that is.
Nazi Tank Man.
I love that guy. So I do actually have a lot of Famicom Nazi Tank Guy.
I love Nazi Tank Man.
Hey, who doesn't?
He's better than Sonic anyway. Controversial.
So this is where my oversized games, like the Jalco games, come in. I have a couple of weird ass games here. This is a weird controller, but all this is Mahjong. In the box. Why do I own it? I should get rid of it.
It's Mahjong, man.
Yeah. And this is where I have my collection of Famicom Disk System games. So this actually works with the 3D glasses we saw earlier. 3D Hot Rally. Hot Rally.
Oops.
Kid Icarus.
Nice.
Metroid. Bubble Bubble. All these are upside down.
Ooh, hello.
Castlevania.
Look at those thighs.
You can save on these. That's the great thing. So there's some of the games that I have for the Famicom Disk System
Fantastic.
that still work.
I mean, those discs must be really aging now. I'm surprised they can hold data at all.
I am very surprised as well. At one stage they're not going to be able to, but I have fun with them while I can. I actually have 3 working Famicom Disk Systems. They're very rare to work because you have to repair them and not everyone can repair them correctly. Including me. I don't know how I had to buy them. I did try, I failed. This is my bookshelf, but I have the Laserdisc Back to the Future trilogy.
Wow. Yep, that's a thing.
Yeah, as well as the only other 2 Laserdiscs I own are House of Wax, starring Vincent Price
Nice.
from 1953.
If you're going to own a Laserdisc, it may as well be House of Wax.
And The Agony and the Ecstasy. Charlton Heston, I think.
Looking very pensive.
Yeah, it's these are just random. Laserdisc wasn't a popular format here.
No.
I have done a self-published book called Torture Hammock before.
Yes, buyer beware.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's not for everyone, trust me. And in Japan, they have... Every time a film is released, they have basically movie books. Like, that kind of explain and have behind-the-scenes stuff. So I've got the Back to the Futures, the Gremlins, Willow...
Yes.
Porco Rosso.
Nice.
Labyrinth.
These are all awesome movies.
Yeah, I only get awesome movies, dude. The Trigun movie that happened a couple of years ago.
Nice.
And some Doctor Who colouring books, which I didn't get in Japan, and it's kind of funny. Or sticker books or something. These things just kind of appear across my desk. Some awesome stuff down here. I'm a fan of the Timekeeper trilogy. You've probably never heard of it. I'm not trying to be hipster, but I really love that series. And the Knight Rider 2000 car.
Nice.
And that is... Okay, I'll show you what this is.
Okay.
I have Harry Potter wands over here. I use them to stir my drinks.
A better use for a wand I haven't heard of.
Yeah. And this is where I keep my controllers. So
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yep.
These are controllers. Are these? How many of these are third-party weird controllers?
Probably only this one.
Nice.
This is the better N64 controller.
Ah, okay. Because it's not completely stupid in the way it's laid out.
Yeah, basically. GameCube, 3DO, and Dreamcast. And last of all, I've got two Saturn controllers and a PS2 controller. And that will end 3.1.